All right, let me get this out the way just to inform y'all a little bit. This is going to be some news here, and things are still updating. I mean, there's only so much going on. I'm sure that there are more people connecting on Facebook or whatever, on Twitter, but apparently, let's talk about Seattle, because this is where that Capitol Hill is. It's in Seattle. It's kind of a hippy-dippy area, as far as I can tell. Kind of bougie. You know, I was asking my parents because they grew up in Washington State. And even though they didn't live necessarily in Seattle, my dad kind of lived near there. But anyway, so they've taken over 6 different, they took up 6 blocks worth of property. I'm sorry. Ooh, sorry for the, let's see here. So yeah, so let's take a look at this absolute LARP here. Let's take a look at the LARP. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and show y'all. Let's go ahead and show y'all the LARP going on. I'm trying to, once again, is this ever going to be professional? No, I'd like it to be, but I know better. Okay. Let's go ahead and see this LARP here. So we have here Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in Seattle 6. In Seattle, 6 blocks retaken back for the people. You are now in the USA when you enter. Long live the fucking revolution. Once again, the LARP is up to 1,000 at least. This is some. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and start talking about Machno, and you know, it's like, oh yeah, Machno, we're gonna do this. And I've seen other places. Let me see here. Let me see some of these other tweets about Capitol Hill in Seattle. You sit around your room and post it. Who cares? Yeah, that's a stupid meme. Okay. Antifa activists take over 6 city blocks. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. So what does this conservative treehouse say? Let's see what sort of feijoa is going on here. Antifa, I'm just going to ignore it. I don't care about Antifa. You just use that because it's easier. How the U.S. media avoided the reporting of a group of activists. Okay, yeah. Or, yeah, Free Capitol Hill Zone or the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Yeah, kind of like Free Ukraine and all that business with Machno. Okay. The activists have barricaded the streets and will not let any journalists or city officials inside the declared zone of control. The region expands across 6 blocks as outlined by the occupying groups. Okay. Information on the encampment available here. Let's take a look at that next. We'll just go ahead and quickly skim-a-roo here. Okay. Andy, no, I don't care. Andy, no. East Precinct is called the Capture Regime. Journalist Julio Rosas, including flyers demanding the Seattle PD be defunded and declaring that police will always be racist because capitalism requires inequality. Whoa, no. Okay. Yeah, so this is just, yeah, you're just using, okay. That's what I thought. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Free Capitol Hill, folks. Okay. First night in the so-called Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone has formed in the wake of police giving up the week-long blockade. The East Precinct was rainy and peaceful and full of speeches from activists. Organizer. I've seen that they have like a bunch of computer nerds doing computer shit. I guess I don't know if it's what sort of program, like Linux or I don't know what sort of shit, some sort of programming shit, nerd shit, basically. Shit I don't know anything about, but you know, let's see what else we got here. What the fuck else? Yesterday we were on 11th and Pine. Today we are on 12th and Pine. They tried to stop us. Blah 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 blah. Okay, let's see this video right quick. Let's see. Just folks milling around, basically. Okay, so yeah, I wait for the infiltrators. I wait for, you know, everyone else. Okay. Oh, what else we got here? The East Precinct will remain staffed. I've heard that people with guns are taking taking turns manning the barricades, I guess, and pulling security, as you would say in the military. But yeah, let's see, at 11:20, some 7 hours after Chief Carmen Best held a hastily arranged press conference, Mayor tweeted that the retreat is an effort to proactively de-escalate interactions between protesters and law enforcement outside the East Precinct. So far, it's just LARPing. So this is ultimately, I know what people are going to say to a point. Some anarchists are going to say this is Occupy Reimagine. This is, and I didn't even pay attention to Occupy, honestly. I was like, I think I was still in high school or some shit. I mean, I don't even fucking know. What was it, 2011? Was that when Occupy? I don't even fucking know. I don't care about Occupy. It was just cringe all around. That's my boomer take anyway. Okay. Okay, so those theories, first night, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Activists build their own barricades to protect themselves. Seattle's People's Department, George Floyd. Okay. The groups are not yet camped out, but organizers say they are prepared. Stay in the area. Those shocked by vandalism and graffiti should look away. Tagged in paint jobs around the E-Union. Okay. Seattle Public Utilities, meanwhile, was at the scene with a large crew of contractors clearing up debris. As crews grabbed a pile of signs, one volunteer ran over. Those aren't trash! She said as a nonplussed worker dropped the pile of soggy boards and cardboard to the sidewalk. And she hoped the crews would help to clean up the area daily. Oh, this is, okay. Once again, this is just, you could, if I was just a basic bitch conservative, I would just be like, oh, typical liberal. But no, this is just typical of the surrender that we have, in this country, is that we have, is it in the name of some sort of free idea. I mean, it's like, so they're going to send in these folks daily. Let's see. The mayor said that she hoped the city is also maintaining chemical toilets, and Cal Anderson will add a new bank of toilets outside Seattle Central on Broadway in a bid to avoid the health problems that dog the neighborhood's Occupy camp. Oh, once again, see, I knew Occupy was going to be brought up somewhere. Neighborhood businesses, meanwhile, are in limbo. As reopening continues under COVID-19 restrictions, some near the main protest area have been damaged by blast ball explosions and need to be cleaned of residue left by massive clouds of tear gas and pepper spray that filled the streets. Politics, not umbrellas. Instead of umbrellas and rocks, Durkin and SPD officials are now facing political threats. It's going to be real funny. You know that there's going to be a snitch somewhere in that anarchist group. I'm not even going to say Antifa. I'm so sick. This isn't 2016 anymore. I'm so sick of the term fucking Antifa. This isn't the 19th. They're just LARPers, basically. I'm just so sick of that word. Anyway, I was the only no vote on. This is okay. So this is Kshama Savant. This is the so-called democratic socialist, I believe. Yeah. What we are seeing now is an uprising, a rebellion of young people, not just nationwide, but globally. District 3 and representative and longtime Durkin critic Kshama Savant, or Savant, I think is how you pronounce it, said in her time, 2 years ago, there was a police contract up for the vote. It was a bad contract. It was a racist contract. She said to Booz, it was going to roll back the limited accountability measures that were hard fought by community members. And the council and the community spoke with one voice and pleaded. With Mayor Durkin and City Council, please vote no. What do you think happened? I was the only no vote. Oh, once again, the grandstanding never ends. I was the only one that voted no. Everybody else is a racist because they were white. And I hate to be wigged at and say it like that, but come on. Okay. We have to remember that what built the movement is not people who are in power that may look like you or me, but it is people who have shown through their actions that they are in solidarity with ordinary. For now it is. The thing is that eventually, once you get professional folks in there, see, all this type of shit is relatively easy. this sort of, let's go ahead and start running into shit. But setting up your own anarcho-communist society and everything, you're going to have professional folks in there, and you're going to have to make deals with lawyers and with, people who can make contracts and everything else. This shit is temporary, and eventually, like I say, they're going to get blown the fuck out. How they're going to get blown the fuck out is anybody's guess. Okay. Savant and their staff are planning to hold a meeting in Cal Anderson on the initiative to ban chemical weapons and defund police demands of cutting in the SPD budget. The future of the emptied East Precinct will also be a point of discussion. The session will also be live streamed on the council members' various social media channels. Oh boy. Okay. So basically, they just have porta potties, and they're just going to hand out water. I don't know if you need to wash your hands. I guess you'll just use wet wipes or something, or just whatever's left around. Okay. Sunday's demonstrations were the most chaotic, and the 11th and Pine intersection with a man driving into the crowd and shooting at one protester. Yeah, Savant was at the front of the demonstration. Boy. Protests again saw explosives used by law enforcement. Oh, wow. So this is okay. So now we're going deeper. I had no idea, honestly. I had no idea about what was going on here. This is okay. So yeah, citywide Representative Teresa Mosqueda, who attended Saturday night's demonstration, Capitol Hill. Mosqueda, who chairs the council's budget committee, also announced that the council will be launching an inquest into. Yep, here we go. They're going to take the example once again. So we've seen the examples of Camden, New Jersey, which I guess happened a few years ago, that they defunded the police and crime has gone down, allegedly. And of course, as I said before, Minneapolis, the police department, their record was pretty rubbish. I can't remember the numbers offhand, but I would say something like 55% of murders were cleared. 55% of murder cases were cleared, and I think 45% of rape cases were cleared. So they were pretty shit. And of course, they were very tough on DUIs and everything. Nothing wrong with that necessarily, but it's like they weren't doing a good job. That's not me sounding like an anarchist. I'm just saying is that there's a lot of shit going on. I'm committed to defunding the police, to use most of that money, 50%, ideally to invest into back into communities that black communities that we failed. Citing possible investments in low barrier housing options, permanent supportive housing, and equitable transit. Okay, low barrier housing, that translates into public housing, aka the projects, at least in my view. Maybe I'll be wrong. Once again, I say that in every video. I try to. Because I take the L, I'll admit it. Anyway, to invest back into, low barrier housing options, permanent supportive housing, and equitable transit. So basically, it's been a long time. I was born in Tacoma, Washington, folks. Now, I left there in 1995 when I was 10 years old. Okay, so I can't really speak to all that. But I would say is that how is getting a bus system, because I imagine that's what they mean by transit. How is a bus system going to make a difference? I don't really see that, but yeah. South Seattle Rep. Tammy Morales, who attended the 1,000-strong march in the Rainier Valley Sunday afternoon, called the mayor's response tone deaf and says perhaps it's time for her to consider resigning. Oh, boy. Once again, ultimately, here's my take. Only two things are going to happen. Yeah, greeting from the Chads, the level of sophistication of the organization less than 24 hours is really impressive. Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, it's good that you got Wi-Fi, I guess. There you go. Like I said, I was born in Tacoma. I left there in 1995, so it's been a long time. I'm obviously more Texan than Washingtonian, but yeah. Well, good for you, I guess. That's all I can say. I'm not going to troll you or anything. So well done there, River Hill. I'm glad. Okay. Let me go ahead and see here what we got. Morel signed a letter from the co-leaders Race and Social Justice Initiative change team that calls for a defunding of the police department by at least 50% and expansion of investments in Black and Brown communities, and increase in police accountability. Accountability measures the group mentions include not prosecuting protesters, a full review of past killings by SPD, making officers' uniforms easily identifiable to the community, and negotiating the SPD's union contract. Okay. Update 3:55 p.m. Responding to the reports from CHS and others of SPD using area schools, including Bailey, Gatsert, and Lowell, to stage a park equipment in preparation for possible responses to protests following the clearance of the East Precinct. Seattle Public Schools has released a statement saying they informed SPD that they may not use our parking lots or school buildings to stage SWAT and National Guard. And once again, this is something that has to be brought up. I think I talked a little bit about this before in another video a few days ago, but the mayor of Chicago refused to use a National Guard. And because of that, the Latin Kings, and that's not all over the city. Obviously, Humboldt Park, I think, is one of the bigger places in Chicago. I've been in Chicago, so please judge me on that. But the thing is, Humboldt Park and places like Cicero, they kept a lot of, folks out, man. So I think that's, once again, we're going to see these separations. And basically, the problems aren't going to go away. It's just going to depend on who's going to do it. Now, if the cops aren't going to do it, somebody else is going to. That's where I'm at. I mean, you could judge the police and say they're awful. My crack ass isn't going to say anything about that. What I will say is what is going to replace it. And that's what we're all wondering. What is going to replace it? And what's going to happen? And who's going to do all these different types of things? Who's going to, what's going to happen to, the forensic department of a police force? What's going to happen with, I don't know, detectives? Who's going to do all that? I don't know, man. Okay, so last night we learned the SPD and SWAT National Guard use Seattle Public Schools for military. Many of the spaces military has occupied for distribution of meals, learning packets, books, and health resources. They are okay. Has contacted. Okay. There are alternatives SPD can turn to. Seattle U has put out a statement that the university has asked SPD not to use the campus or our parking lots. Okay, well, once again, we'll see where this goes. I mean, we'll see where it goes, man. So I kind of went briefly over that. There's going to be a lot of different stuff going on because, like I say, I was be a boomer here and reveal myself more, but I was born in Tacoma, Washington, and I guess I could say I have some connection to it. But I would just say we're going to see where this goes. This is, it's so easy, if you know about historical information that you could try to pinpoint different, historical events and try to make this work. And the thing is that to me is somewhat limiting. What I will say is, what should I say? Because I'll tell you what I'm thinking in my head. I'll tell you that. I'm thinking of the Hungarian Revolution. Now, of course, the Hungarian Revolution is a whole different time period, whole different issues, this and that. And ultimately, as we know, at least, who you listen to, this is the whole invention of the term tanky came from this. And, it came from, of course, a lot of the British socialists who departed from this and kind of split up. But anyway, basically is that you had this Hungarian Revolution based on the fact that you can say what you want to about the Hungarian Revolution, but I'll give you my take, and then you can just proceed to judge me and just say you're full of shit. That's fine. Go ahead and type that. Anywho, but the Hungarian Revolution, people were getting tortured. The pay wasn't so good, and basically, people started to march on, in the streets, and it just became more and more organized. They also had the military join a lot of these protests as well. And of course, I can't remember the general's name offhand. I have kind of like a picture book about it, basically, make me sound more cringe, but and we saw how that happened. And of course you had not Ustinov. I'm trying to think of his name now. The one I know that a lot of MLs today love this guy. I cannot think of his name. Oh, it's gonna bug the hell out of me. Anyway, that's kind of what we're talking about with that. So let me see here. So yeah, what else we have to say about this Capitol Hill thing here that we got here? Now this was updated today, or 11:32 a.m. So yeah, I guess this is day 3 that we're on, I guess is what we're talking about. So basically, a lot of the places they say, you're not going to be using, these places as staging areas. So it's going to be interesting to see. I imagine where is, let me do one other thing here, since I have a few other viewers here. So I'll just to try to be thorough here. Let's see here, Seattle map. Okay, let me look at the Seattle map here. Okay, let's take a look at the Seattle map. Seattle map, East Precinct. Sorry, I can't spell with a damn. Okay, so let me take a look here. We'll take a look at maybe one of these other articles here. That way, okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. So East District obviously is going to be, okay. Abolish police, Australian. The Australians have said something, right? East Precinct. Okay, here we go. So East Precinct. Now I'm looking at this relative to Tacoma. That's what I was going to do. I was looking at it relative to Tacoma. Let me see if anyone's Northeast Seattle relative to downtown. Oh, okay. I got you. All right. Because honestly, I do seem like, let me see here. So Northeast Seattle. Okay. Oh, okay. So Northeast here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So, here we go. So here's East Precinct. Okay, here we go. So this area right in here, we got C2, C3, G2, G3, G1, E3. I think that's E2. No? I'm going to assume that's E2 and then E1. Okay. So this area right here. And let me see here. So Seattle, let me type here. University of Seattle. I assume it's Seattle University. Is that what it was? I'm bugging. Let me see here. Let me scroll back down here to the end. Okay. Seattle Public Schools. Standard patrol use, SPD. Okay, yeah. Seattle U has put out a statement. Yeah. Okay, so Seattle. Let's see here. Map. Okay, let me see what we got here. Yeah, that's not going to help me, is it? Okay. Anyway, I think that it's going to be interesting to say the least what's going to happen with this. And of course, I'll just say the circles that I'm running, at least online, are saying this is going to be a precedent. Is that obviously we've seen what's happened in Minneapolis, and there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of kind of, well, we're going to do this, well, we're going to do that, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of yapping. It's a whole other thing behind, what's going to happen behind closed doors. Same thing here with, the East Precinct in Seattle, like I say, which is apparently this area right here in blue, if y'all can see that. Here we go. Here's an enlarged picture. Here we go. This picture right here. Yeah, so E2, E1, E2, E3. And so there we are. I mean, a lot of stuff going on. I mean, they had apparently some free concerts going on, I imagine, and this type of thing. We're going to see if that makes a big difference. Let me do one other thing here. Let's see here. East Precinct. I'm not going to worry about the map, obviously, but we'll look at one other article here. That way we can get a better idea. CHS Capital Seattle 3 hours ago. Okay, this is Seattle.gov. Okay, when it was King 5. That was yesterday though. Okay, well let's see here. One other thing here. That one was RT. Yeah, this is all. Oh yeah, this is all old stuff. Okay, so Seattle. Okay, we'll do Seattle East Precinct. Well, why not? Let's see what there is. Let's see if there's a stream that we could. Why not, right? Okay, 2 hours ago. Okay, that's pretty good. 2 hours ago. Seattle Times. Well, let's take a look. Then we'll take a look at what old. That's obviously that's Ms. Savant. I think Savant. Sorry. Here we go. I gotta click on it. I forgot. And y'all will hear the sound, but I will not because I don't have my headphones right now. But I'll at least take a look. I'll at least show you. Hopefully they don't flag me. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. It has been more than 2 weeks. Oh. Leave me alone. Okay. Live updates. Let's see what we got here. Protest group. Savant. Okay, so she did make a speech. Just in case, we're going to leave that be. Capitol Hill toward downtown. A crowd led by Seattle City Council member. Yeah, Savant. Or Savant, probably. Durkin must go. Savant spoke about her work to fighting for the city's $15 minimum wage, the importance of building new political representation that grabs power for ordinary people. Let's see what we got here. An emotional speech. I'm not worried too much about her speech because I don't really concern myself with that. It's like, yeah, so far she stayed pretty socialist, I guess, in that way, so I can respect her for that as much as I may not agree. But let's see here. The City of Seattle statement. SFD has and may continue to upstaff resources near the area to ensure crews are appropriately equipped to respond to fires and medical emergencies when it is safe to do so. Okay. SDOT is picking up debris and trash. Has cleaned graffiti that displayed hate, racist, and vulgar language or concepts and is ranged for garbage cans and portable toilets. Okay. And in addition to SPR facilities, there are currently at least 12 portable toilets in the vicinity. How many people are in the Capitol Hill area? And there's only 12 portable toilets, in addition to, those other toilets. Whew. Capitol Hill protesters split up into 3 groups. Okay. Now it's another march will proceed south. Okay, so this is just more marching down the street. Okay, 751. Okay, so this is just time I'm working back. Okay. 1 year suspension of partnership. Okay, so once again we see, I think we saw this in what's happening in Minneapolis is that the Human Rights Board of Minnesota suspended working with the Minneapolis Police Department. And we see something similar, not one-to-one, complete, similar, complete identical, but similar. I'm trying to be very careful with my words. Denise Junot on Tuesday announced an effort to suspend the district's partnership with the Seattle Police Department for 1 year, echoing the moves of several large school districts across the country. Partnership started in 2008. Okay. So that's basically it, I guess, is that basically, so she made the speech. I guess everyone's getting down and going to sleep, I assume. Some notes about the neighborhood. It's very close to downtown. While property values are some of the highest in the city, the business community is very local with very little corporate presence. Okay. Like I said, I haven't been to Seattle in years. And even then, like I say, I barely knew about Tacoma. But yeah, thousands right now is like a festival. Oh, okay. Well, I guess all I can do, and I will try to be positive here, and I will try to be a good-natured person. I will say, I guess I will say, as a Washingtonian from long ago, I'm probably more of a Texan at this point. But I wish you all the best of luck. I guess that's all I can do. I know people will just, I'm sure my audience will probably be like, what are you doing saying that? I have some humanity left in me. I have a little bit of humanity. And businesses have been providing bathrooms and food as well. Oh, okay. Well, there we are. I guess yeah. I think I pretty much covered everything. Is there anything else, River Hill, that you want to type out? That way you can let people know about what's going on. That way, because I've just been reading articles from local area. Okay, yeah, of course, I appreciate it, River. So I guess we'll keep it there. Like I say, is there anything else we should mention? Let me see here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just looks like that. Yeah, there's people are marching down the streets, and yeah, it sounds like things are going. I guess thousands are right now. It's like a festival. I've seen some live concerts and everything else. Very positive. Okay, well, there you go. I guess like I say, it's easy for us to peace out. Yeah, have a good one. Yep, be careful out there. I guess all I can tell you. I'll keep talking here for a little bit, but then I'll end it pretty soon. But I guess we'll just leave it at that. So we saw here that basically, what does this mean? What does this all mean? Everything is just once again everything's changing so fast, and then ultimately, people are the balance is shifting. I guess excuse me. I guess that's all I can say. The balance is shifting. And you can feel as you want to about cops. I'm not going to say too much because I don't know anything about it. It's none of mine, most part, I private all the videos where I showed my face. What I will say is that I don't think I have anything too much to say about it. And we're just going to see what that means, man. And I guess that's all we can do. Like I say, get in where you fit in, man. Get in where you fit in. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I think that's all I can really say. Yeah. Okay. I've pretty much I think I've stayed my welcome here, and I think I'll keep it there. But as always, I guess have a good night, I guess, and good luck to the folks in Capitol Hill area in the East Precinct, and I guess we'll keep it there. Okay. See you later, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.